Hi, today I'm going to talk about the struggles of being an INTP female. Now, I've been an INTP female. I don't know why I said that, but I'm an INTP female, and I wouldn't particularly say these are struggles, but these are just some observations that I've noticed from people around me and how they act. Now, since I was very young, I'd always been like a tomboy, you could say, you know. Um, And I think I don't know why, it was just because of the way I appeared. I kind of liked it. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it made me different. And I'd say people still consider me like a tomboy, but I can't believe I just used that word. um, yeah, so I think what I'm trying to say is that most of the time not appeared, I appeared to come off as very masculine and dominant because I've always had harsh and cool. I've always had like pretty harsh and strong opinions about most of the things like on earth. So I don't tend to impose them, but it's not that I shy away from telling my opinions. And lately I've been reading a lot of literature, classic books, and um, and it's like the woman is always supposed to be submissive and kind of well shy, and they shouldn't like give too many of their opinions, which is very unlike me. So I mean, I'm not shy. I don't talk that much, but I'm not shy as such. Then I do sometimes come off as being cold because I have no social skills whatsoever. Um, And yeah, I think these are some reasons why people think that I'm just a little cold and masculine. I've had people tell me that I may be a lesbian or bisexual, which I didn't really understand until I tried to think about it, and I think I'm straight, but I don't know. You never know. I don't know where am I going with this, but um, yeah. So I think the typical male persona in society is just very like men. They're like they have like opinions about everything, and they're very dominating. And I think the very thinking trait is very manly, but and for me, or I'd say for most ISTP and INTP females and males, the thinking trait is the dominant function, and that automatically I think makes us just more um, it just makes us more like what do you say, dominant, like manly, because the entire like the male perception in society is that they should be practical and that they should kind of be like introverted a little bit. They're doing all the house chores, they don't talk too much, but when they talk they're very very opinionated. um, and I feel like perception, like the P, is just this is very subjective, but I think my idea of masculinity, um, that's been derived from society, is that there, I'd say, I'd say a masculine male, like the alpha masculine male, is probably what I assume to be an either ISTP or an ESTP, because I think they're like introverted and they're I don't know. Actually, I'm a little confused about the J and the P, but I'd say the first three should either be like an IST. Like, there should definitely be the thinking, and there should definitely be the introversion, because these people, again, it's like very mysterious aura, and I wouldn't particularly say I'm mysterious, but I could appear to be because sometimes I tend to give answers in like single words, and sometimes my face is quite monotonous, especially when I'm not with my friends, with like strangers. I I also have like a hard time conversing with people unless they start a conversation. Um, and I don't like small talk, so I tend to like kind of cut it short sometimes. Well, I think I was always like considered very masculine, and I can see why. My mom's even told me, she's just like, well, you're physically like a girl, but inside you're quite like masculine in nature, which honestly is kind of offensive, but it's okay, whatever, big deal. Um, and what's funny is that it's not that I am all like. I think the perception people have of me, or like not my close friends, but people who are like who I don't know very well, the perception they have of me is very different from who I actually am. I am very outgoing to people who I know and I like. Which, if you like me, no, if I like someone, they'll know that I like them. And I'm just, I don't know. I've also been told that I have a boyish charm, which I don't know what that means. It's kind of okay. Um, but yeah, I think it's mostly the thinking function that kind of is like, oh, well, she's a woman and she's practical. Wow, that's weird. Which, let's start hating on social stigma now. But yeah, so that in my life, I've always been told that I was very, very manly or dominant. And yeah, so I guess those are my struggles. I actually do like what you would consider girly stuff. I like makeup, um, and I like cooking, which I hate saying that because it's kind of like, oh well, you should, you're a girl. Oh, but yeah, whatever. That was that. So yeah, those are the struggles, or not struggles. I guess this is just like one point, but I'm talking more about like masculinity and femininity in this thing. I've also like had a history, not history. I was just like, I see girls in my school, and they tend to have like the crushes on the alpha males, and I've never really. I don't think I've ever had like crushes on the alpha males. Granted, I've only had one crush my entire life, but I think I think I don't know. From my observation, I also don't tend to like a lot of like, oh my god, kind of man, man. But you know what I mean. Um, like I'm a teenager, but I don't know what I'm saying. Um, I mean, the people who have had like small crushes on, they usually just tend to be the goofy ones rather than, the very um who like to pretend as if they know everything and stuff. That kind of pisses me off. And I think I feel like it's most INTPs because, well, I have another INTP friend, and she is, I think, an asexual, but um but yeah, she's also actually considered to be very masculine. Like, again, I think it's our dominant thinking function. I'm definitely more goofy than she is, but yeah, I'm late to my dentist appointment. But cool.